Hello, I am Maddie, and this is Mrs. Susan Van Wy, and we will be interviewing her today on her opinion of cell phones in school. So, what do you think is an advantage of having cell phones in school?
Well, Maddie and Carly, first I'd like to thank you for inviting me in this interview. I do really have an opinion on cell phones in school. Personally, I've been teaching technology education since 1991. And of course, in 1991, there were no cell phones. And when we would do a project in class that related to technology, it was really hard because the kids didn't have access to top-level equipment. Well, now with iPhones and Droids and the different kind of technology available, having a cell phone in class is like having a $1,000 computer with them. So they're able to do so much more with the projects they're given and the tasks they're assigned. They're able to text people if they need instant information, or to call and talk, or to even like right now, Carly's taping me with her cell phone, which will then be turned into a movie and then a project. So I guess I see a lot of advantages to having a cell phone in class.
Then do you see any disadvantages with it?
Oh, where do I start? Disadvantages. I guess my biggest concern would be that kids are using it for the wrong purpose. And I worry that kids are sending and receiving messages that are almost on the border of bullying, inappropriate, harmful. And I guess I feel responsible during the school day to be able to keep them safe. And sometimes they're being bullied 24/7, and to me that's a huge concern. I worry about all the pictures and stuff being taken. Not that the pictures in themselves are very bad, but I feel like our kids are losing touch with the printed message. All the pictures are just digital, and they're not tangible and touchable. So that in a way leads to a disadvantage as well. And I guess the cheating, sometimes kids have, I guess with each piece of technology comes another avenue maybe to share information that they shouldn't. And so I worry sometimes that some of the kids we have are not mature enough to understand the power they have at their fingertips.
So, if you had to go to the school board right now, what would your decision be?
For me, in a technology education classroom, I would make an appeal that with permission, that they would be able to use their cell phone in my class. That's what I would say.
That is a very good answer.
If you need a text at your locker, that is fine. Teachers are going to let you, but I don't see why we need them in the classroom. It is only 7 hours without them, and I think that is very mandatory.
You know, you hate to harken back to the old days when we did not bring cell phones because we didn't have them.
Senator, you are correct.
I agree 110%.
I agree 130%.
They do not belong in schools
I
at
disagree.
all. Okay, Michaela, why?
Michaela, you're on your own, because I agree with Danielle that there is absolutely no
Nope.
need for a child to bring a cell phone into school
Nothing.
at all.
You can talk face to face.
One word.
Pass notes.
Go ahead.
What? Columbine. How are you going to get in touch with someone if, God forbid, something happens in your school?
Listen.
If I was a parent, I would want maybe not take it out in class, I would want my son or daughter to have a phone in school. God forbid something were to happen, maybe on the walk home, maybe on the way to school, I would feel much safer having it with them.
No, I say high school level. You don't need it. You don't need it. It's a distraction.
It is. Other than the
other than
emergency,
Columbine,
why
what
would
do
you
you
need
need
it? You don't need to text your student, your fellow classmate
You don't
in
need to get in
class.
touch with mom and dad during C
No.
period English
I
class.
wasn't saying that. I'm saying you should have it for emergency purposes only.
For emergency
Before and after school,
Cyberbullying is a huge issue.
Oh,
We never
yeah.
had these major bullying issues. I mean, we had bullying issues, but not to the point that it's building up to now. I think you eliminate those cell phones out of school, you're eliminating a big problem.
I
well,
agree.
they can easily
You
just
know?
go online and do something
On
there.
their own
or
time.
do
You're
it
eliminating
after
half of the day
On their own
that
time.
you would have the ability to do it if you...
School. That's fine, but they should put it in a locker and be able to use it. I remember we used to have these rules where we could only use things certainly standing at our locker.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do at your locker
Right.
in between, and your time in between classes, but don't be late to your next class or your lunch break, and then put it back in the locker and leave it there until the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do kids just have cell phones? No. They all have smartphones.
Yeah.
And do they need their cell phone for an emergency? No. They're on it looking at Twitter, Facebook,
Or
downloading
looking at the answers
iTunes,
to
or
their
looking at
test.
Googling answers to their exams.
Ugh.
Don't need them.
This topic because it is a big discussion in today's world. I really feel that students have no reason to have their cell phones in a classroom.